Have you ever watched a dog shove its way between you and another dog just to get attention? Or seen a cat suddenly demand to be petted the second you start petting a different cat? It looks exactly like jealousy. But here's the question almost nobody stops to ask. Is that actually jealousy, or are we just seeing what we want to see? Because jealousy is complicated. It requires comparing yourself to someone else, recognizing you're getting less, and feeling bad about that gap. That's a lot of mental machinery. So the real question isn't whether animals act jealous. It's whether anything is actually happening inside their heads when they do it. Let's start with the obvious case. Dogs. If you've ever given attention to one dog while ignoring another, you've probably seen the second dog push in, nudge your hand, or even growl. For a long time, scientists assumed this was just learned behavior, not real emotion. But in 2014, researchers ran an experiment where dogs watched their owners pet a stuffed dog that moved and made sounds like a real one. The dogs reacted. They pushed the fake dog away. Some even snapped at it. That's strange, because a stuffed animal can't actually take anything from them. There's no real competition for food or affection. Yet the dogs responded as if there was. That suggests dogs aren't just reacting to lost resources. They're reacting to a perceived threat to their relationship with you, which starts to look a lot like the foundation of jealousy. Now think about primates. Chimpanzees and capuchin monkeys have been tested in something researchers call inequity aversion experiments. Two monkeys do the exact same task. One gets a grape, the other gets a cucumber. Cucumbers are fine. Grapes are amazing. The monkey getting the cucumber doesn't just accept it. It throws the cucumber back. Sometimes it refuses to participate at all. That's not about hunger. That's about fairness. The monkey isn't upset because it's not getting food. It's upset because someone else is getting more for doing the same thing. That's an uncomfortably familiar feeling. It's the same sting you get when a coworker gets praised for something you also did. But here's the catch. Fairness and jealousy aren't quite the same thing. Jealousy specifically involves a third party, a relationship, and the fear of being replaced. So scientists had to dig deeper. And that's where horses get interesting. Horses live in tight social hierarchies, and researchers have observed something odd. When an owner gives attention to another horse, certain horses will physically position themselves to block that interaction. Not for food, not for safety, just to interrupt the bond forming in front of them. To a horse, attention might function less like a resource and more like social standing. Lose it, and your place in the group shifts. That's not random aggression. That's protecting status. Birds complicate things even more. Parrots, especially the more social species, have been observed displaying what looks like distress when their owner shows affection to another bird or even another person. Some scream louder. Some become destructive. Some go silent and withdrawn, almost like sulking. Researchers studying African gray parrots have noted that these reactions often intensify specifically when the bird has formed a strong one-on-one bond. That detail matters. It means the behavior isn't about the second bird existing. It's about the relationship feeling threatened, which again sounds suspiciously like jealousy, not just irritation. So if multiple species show this pattern, why are scientists still cautious about calling it real jealousy? Because there's a difference between feeling something and performing something. A dog could be reacting to a learned pattern. When attention goes elsewhere, good things stop happening to me. That's not necessarily an emotional experience. It could just be efficient behavior shaped by repetition. This is where things get genuinely tricky, because we can't ask an animal what it's feeling. We can only measure what it does. And behavior alone can't prove an inner emotional world exists. But there's a clue that pushes this further than simple conditioning. In several primate studies, individuals didn't just react when they personally lost out. They reacted when they merely expected to lose out, before anything even happened. That anticipation requires comparing a possible future to another individual's outcome. That's not blind instinct. That's a kind of social prediction. And prediction implies awareness of your position relative to someone else's, which is uncomfortably close to what jealousy actually is in humans. Not just losing something, but fearing the loss before it occurs. Now here's the bigger pattern hiding underneath all of this. Jealousy might not be one single human emotion that animals occasionally mimic. It might be a survival tool that evolved independently, multiple times, in different species, because social bonds matter for survival. If you're a wolf depending on your pack, losing status can mean losing access to food, protection, or mates. If you're a parrot depending on a flock, losing your bond partner can mean losing safety in numbers. Jealousy, in this light, isn't some petty emotional flaw. It's an early warning system. It exists to protect relationships that matter for staying alive. And that reframes the entire question. Maybe we shouldn't be asking, do animals feel jealousy the way humans do? Maybe the better question is, did jealousy exist long before humans did, quietly running in the background of any species smart enough to form bonds worth protecting? If that's true, then jealousy isn't something uniquely human that we occasionally project onto pets. It's something ancient, something woven into social survival itself, and humans just happen to be the species that put a name on it. So the next time your dog elbows its way between you and another dog, or your parrot screams the moment you talk to someone else, maybe it's not just behavior. Maybe it's a feeling that's been running through social animals for millions of years, long before anyone was around to call it jealousy at all.